This is Liquor and Wolves. Liquor and Wolves. Secrets and dope and music and reactions. Liquor and Wolves. I said liquor and wolves. Liquor and wolves. Liquor and wolves. Liquor and wolves. Secrets and dope and a German talking bullshit. Liquor and wolves. Fuck. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world. How are we doing tonight? This is Liquor and Woes. I'm Rob, and you guys are the best for being here and spending time on the channel. Thank you very much. So today is a little different kind of a format, and I'm super excited about the result of what I did today. So look over here. This is screenshots. This isn't live on the tube because it's weird to blow up the whatever. Anyways, so I asked in a community post 35 minutes ago, I asked, fastest comment wins. What should I react to right now? First comment gets done. And a total of, what is it? I think 2 minutes later. No, so I asked this 35 minutes ago and then 29 minutes ago, which makes it 6 minutes later. Nwing Ngok. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Comments being the first one. Ren's Crucify Your Culture. And wow, two things. I have never even heard the title. It's never been anything that's been on my radar, that it even exists. And I consciously decided, okay, that's going to be something special I'll do then and then. No, I've never even heard the title. And then second thing, Nwing Ngok. Thank you very much for being online, because this is European time, 11:45, in around noon. And this sounds very Vietnamese. I'm not sure what the time zone he or she, I'm thinking she, is in because the profile pic looks like a lady. And Nguyen Ngoc, I'm thinking I'm pronouncing it somewhere close to how it's really being pronounced, because I had a classmate who was Vietnamese, and his name was Bin, B-I-N-H, and his last name was Nguyen, which is also N-G-U-Y-E-N, and that was pronounced Nguyen. So I'm thinking I'm somewhere close to the truth. It doesn't matter. Her suggestion is going to get done, and I'm super excited. Ren, of course, big name on the channel, big name in my personal playlist, big name in, my everyday thoughts, really. And honestly, he is, and rightfully so, at the top, in the top tier echelon of artists that present music to us as the consuming audience, which I will tip every hat to it, and it is on a level that isn't touched today. There, I said it. I really think he is up there. Really not with so-and-so, because there isn't so-and-so that's doing what he's doing. And Crucify Your Culture. So I went ahead and searched for it. And here is where I should have kind of gotten a clue, because second video from the top is my boys BP and Don Wannabe, who have apparently reacted to it a month ago already. And the original up here, top thing, 308K, so 300,000 views within the past 2 years. Ren Crucify Your Culture is out now on all major streaming platforms, so and so and so. So let's go ahead and stream the shit out of that. But what should one expect from just the title? And yeah, there's someone, we've talked about Ren capturing people, putting them in under hoods and painting eyes on them, which could, and it was in my understanding, and I got some backup on it in comments, that it's maybe a visual description of, he's making the point, I am giving y'all eyes. You ain't seeing what's going on. And I have to kind of capture you to give you the eyes that see what I'm able to see. So that could be a thing. And this freeze frame here, the thumbnail of it, is also giving us that. So what can one expect from the statement, Crucify Your Culture? I'm taking two things from it, and that's alternative. It's either this or that. One could be, and this plays along, and it's the first image that popped in my head when I read the title in the suggestion from Nguyen. Remember Axl Rose of Guns N' Roses in the video to Knockin' on Heaven's Door, Use Your Illusion album? He wore a shirt that had Jesus on it, and it said, "Kill your idols." And it's either in that realm of crucify your culture, so just set yourself free of everything that is set in stone in society culturally. This is right and wrong. This is what you should, this is what you shouldn't do, la 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 la. The whole set yourself free from that. Or it is Crucify Your Culture in terms of someone is doing not negative or bad things and gets crucified over it. And that is like a second world, which I think this might be playing around in, as in, I do all these things, if it were Ren speaking from a personal point of view, and I get all kinds of shit for doing it. Good example, him talking about the issue and the physical act of taking one's life with a song called Suicide, or, the NBC or CNN, whichever one it was, calling him out and using just fragments of his song, Hi Ren, to turn it around into, scaring the public again by saying this man is sort of a driving force behind kids contemplating killing themselves. By quoting that one line, you gotta kill you if you want to kill me. So I'm thinking that could also be it, that you get called out wrongfully as an artist that has actually good in mind and is aiming at the right things, but you get called out and maybe even canceled for doing so. So those are the two things that I am anticipating this could be playing in. But we will see. Let's go into this. And okay, wow, it's gonna be like kind of, what's it called? Like Gelenkpuppen. These joint puppets that will papercraft. And it used to be a thing when Flash was still there, but Apple killed Flash, to have like animated things on websites when this whole animated media thing started to be a thing. Like, this is old fart reminiscing. It kind of looks like it might be that. And he's got a Telecaster. He's got a fucking jeans vest. I have one, and it's actually got fucking patches on it. I love him for that. What I will do is I will check out the description to it. Let's see if there's anything relevant in it. I'm releasing, producing, editing, and promoting all my songs and content myself. Yes, we know. That's awesome that you are. I rely completely on the word of mouth promotion to carry on doing what I love. If you guys like what I'm doing, you can help by sharing my videos across social. We have always and will continue to be doing that, Mr. Ren. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Yes, we of course are subscribed, right? There's no question. But no, there isn't any further info. Let's see if he's got a pinned comment. Crucify Your Culture is out. Now, okay, this is a link. But no, there isn't a pinned comment. Oh yeah, it is too. All right. A murderous mind born into a murderous time. I will go to these. It's always great that he does that, and it's super helpful to like not native speaking reactors like me to provide us with the lyrics. But we will see whether or not we need them. What I'll do is I'll let it ring for a couple of seconds and check my audio levels over here to the far right, see if it's clipping or not, and then I will take you full screen. Thank you very much, Nguyen, again for suggesting this. I'm super beyond excited, and let's fucking go. Great riff. I think we're good.
A murderous mind, born into a murderous time, where right or wrong is a blurred line, hard to define, for greed is poison the well. We all drink from the chalice, it's a long way down into the rabbit hole, Alice. Now
Wow. Shit. Let's give him some horns, just because it's gonna be a fucking fire song. But some of y'all know this, I have this attention deficit thing. When I am checking volume levels, I really can't be listening to the words that are being said because I'm listening to the audio. But what did I catch from this? It's a blurred line, and then you have no idea how deep the rabbit hole is. Alice, in brackets, in Wonderland. I love the production of this already. I love how he came in just doing this lick on the guitar. A little bit Hendrix style there. Just a lead scheme format, it probably reoccurring, and then go into electronic production. And I'm also appreciating that we get overlays of the actual lyrics within the video. So let's roll again. I'm fucking ready. What does this remind me of? It's something either corn or... It doesn't matter. Let's go.
a murderous mind, born into a murderous time, where right or wrong is a blurred line, hard to define, for greed is poison the well. We all drink from the chalice, it's a long way down into the rabbit hole, Alice.
So they've poisoned it. It's it's lethal to be drinking from it, but you're made to. Oh, fuck. And let's see. He is going to probably explain to not only us, but also Alice, who he has sat down to listen. And he's going to go off. Let's see.
In the well, we all drink from the chalice. It's a long way down into the rabbit hole, Alice. Now I crucify your culture, burn down the altar. Religion of consumerism picks us up like vultures.
Thank you, fucking shit. Yes, sir. He is once again 2 years ago. So don't name me on the timeline what happened when. He's once again making a big issue of the, what he calls in 2 other songs, the money game. And how we're all really well-oiled gears in that machinery of it. So it's the religion of consumerism. Just buy, fucking stuff it down your throat and fucking just consume it, throw it away 2 days later, buy it again. And then it picks us up like vultures. Right? They pick the shit up that we just dump out, the corpses, because they eat dead things, the vultures. And it's a vicious fucking cycle, right? We continue to produce at under the fucking worst of conditions in sweatshops, like child labor, fucking slavery conditions, really, that are reality in the producing ends of the world. Bangladesh, fucking, like anywhere that we used to call them third world countries, but no, it's like the global south, because you can't use that term anymore. Weird, again. Let's not get into that, the wokeness of what term can we use and what not. But yes, it's facts. It gets produced at a minimum of cost. Hence, we are going to continue to make conditions worse and worse, so we can like offer at lower prices even than we are already. Us dumbass fucks in the what used to be called first world or the West or whatever decide to, let's consume it because I mean it's cheaply available, right? I mean, we don't give any consideration to how it got to the fucking a shop table that we grab it from and take it to the cashier. We just decide, it looks pretty nice, or like it's the thing to have right now because advertising, and I'm a fucking part of that. More on that later, maybe, if it continues to be in this realm. Because advertising tells us to. You need it. If you don't have it, you are fucking nothing. Then we buy it, we play around with it, and put it down, and fucking throw it out, and the vultures come to grab it. And it's the most vicious of cycles. And then we wonder why we have the fucking great garbage patch in the fucking ocean, because all this bullshit that you, as a consumer, or us, I include myself, because I'm not doing the rightest of things all the time either. Us as consumers who would have the power to make it stop by just deciding to not consume this, we just go along with it, and we do, and we let fucking ad campaigns make the decision for us whether or not this is actually do I need it? B, do I need the one that's been produced and made under the worst of conditions? And C, do I need it do I need it per se, but C, also taking into consideration, if I decide to not consume it, is my life going to get worse? Or is it just, I just don't have it? It's easy to talk on it. It's hard to act on it, but it is facts. What he's saying is fucking facts. And look at this fucking, I'm not sure if it's going to be David, the archangel, but he's got a fucking iPhone, right? Strong. Shouts out to the person that's created this video here to give us these little visual hints at, yes, facts. I don't think it's the specialty of Sam, who is the, actual moving image. Let's have a camera specialist for Ren's One Take Productions. But it could be that he also sits there in, I don't know, After Effects or whatever and does shit like this for him as well. It's very possible. But goddamn, you are right, Ren. And it's 20 seconds in and I've talked my way into a fucking dead end already. But I really needed to get this off my chest. And here we see Ren fucking fist raised with a can of gas and the damn White House burning. Is it? No, it could be Congress. I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's the White House. It doesn't matter what it is. This is a question I've asked in both Money Game 1 and 2. Ren, you are describing the sitch, which we're very, very thankful for, because you're opening eyes and you're starting conversations within the audience that is listening. But do you have the recipe on how to make it stop?
or make it better. And I was always thinking, but there's really not much. We can like decide to stop consuming. We can go one step further and actually boycott and try to talk people into also not consume. Or like option C, which is a very radical one, and not everybody's going to be willing to go that far, revolt and stand up against it and actually do something physically about it. And this is, of course, the most radical approach toward it. And he said something in The Hunger where he's like anti-capitalist with a raised fist. And I think this is the image he was describing in that. Let's go.
In the well, we all drink from the chalice. It's a long way down into the rabbit hole, Alice. Now I crucify your culture, burn down the altar. Religion of consumerism picks us up like vultures, takes us for punks. They say jump, we jump. It's the same if it's Bush or Obama or Trump. I'm not buying into a 1-2-3 party system. I'm rising against them illusions of choice. Take our voice, so take back your rigged election system. Deficit represent nobody but your money. Funny how you keep them sweet, honey. Shepherds and the sheep, Donald.
Shit, he's saying a lot, right? I of course, did catch the I rise against them. It's alliteration to two things, rise against the band and also rage against the machine. He is super fast spitting and using terminology from fucking economics, and rightfully so, because that's his grander issue and topic. But it's, of course, very hard to follow, A, as a not native speaker, and B, first listen, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click through it a little bit without actually redoing the whole thing. So take back your rigged election system. So all your elections are rigged, right? Which is fact, like, because somebody out there has decided without your input who is going to end up on the bill that you get to then decide and come and vote for one of the however many that are actually on the election bill. But there's not going to be one on that has a standpoint towards issues that is not conform with the man's views, opinions, and things he wants to happen in this world, right? So the bill that you actually then at one point get to in the democratic process, right? And take part in it, and if you don't, you have missed that one chance of doing so. That election bill is one that should also be part of a democratic process, as in, let's decide who ends up on said bill and not have someone else decide that for us, right? Plus, this is an American phenomenon. This one right of executing your democratic, like your say in this democratic system. How fucked is it that if you get caught smoking weed that's not medical, you lose your right to vote for fucking the duration, forever. And it's like castrating you. Yeah, okay, if it's illegal, I'll fucking either pay the fine or do what, like a month in fucking social services, whatever. But take my right to vote? Of course, I said it before, it's not really executing the actual right to decide who gets to do what, because it's been, decided for you what you get to vote on in the first place. But still, take that little bit of a right of my input into the democratic process over some fucking weed? Y'all are crazy. All right, let's see what else he had to say. Let's just go deficit, represent no one. But I'm going frame by frame, but your money, funny, that's facts. Yeah, man, I fucking appreciate him opening all these eyes of our target group that is young. Of course, the song's 2 years old, but with him popping now, and I'm so fucking glad this is gonna be thought starters for hopefully so many young people. Again, American example, to at least decide, hey, let's register to vote, right? And let's have this be something we talk about, like on we get together, and as opposed to just, packing bowls and passing the bong, we could actually be having a conversation about things like this. And the more this happens and the more artists trigger that desire to talk about it in this young, sort of, not brainwashed, I'm not dissing y'all young folk, I'm saying there's so little interest and so little, passion to have a say or just, the first step into this, I am not content with what's happening. And artists like Ren depicting what he is not, in accordance with, fucking the right way to go. And if it goes as far as to start conversations with the kids these days, that is not digital, or it could be, it doesn't matter if you discuss this via WhatsApp or fucking on a Discord or in like physical meetings. If he achieves that, God damn it. That's not only artistic, but, a fucking society relevant achievement you are making there. Let's go. I'm going to try and not stop it so much. Let's roll.
The same if it's Bush or Obama or Trump. I'm not buying into a 1-2-3 party system. I rise against them illusions of choice. Take our voice, so take back your rigged election system. Deficit represent nobody but your money. Funny how you keep them sweet, honey. Shepherds and the sheep, Donny. Someday they'll find a way to sell my views, like they sold the concept of freedom to you. They sold the voice of Huxley, of Orwell, Guevara, Dalai Lama. Now they're...
And he's actually acknowledging the fact that they will find a way to even sell what I am saying here. And make it an instrument for their own higher purpose. I realize I am talking against them. I am protesting what's happening. And even that they're going to find a way to market and, tweak and massage my message into something that is going to pay into their fucking concept. And it's facts. It happens to so many politically positioned bands or artists per se. And like I mentioned them earlier, Rise Against, or things like Public Enemy, real political talk bands. Rage Against the Machine is a different phenomenon because they actually do decide to not play a role in this. And if you are starting to try and do that with us, here's what we'll do. We'll just split and be gone for 20 years. Fuck you. But Public Enemy is a good example. By the way, my very first CD I ever bought, Fear of a Black Planet. And yes, fucking political standpoints, right? And look at how they have managed to not only relativize the content of theirs, but even take it as far as to instrumentize one member, at least, Mr. Flavor Flav, to be a fucking show puppet out there. That goddamn, what was it? Taste of the Flavor of Love? Where the girl shat on the damn carpet? Yeah, entertaining, but this is a fucking... You see what I'm saying? They have managed to really take the wind out of this political sail of theirs and twist and turn. He never... I don't think he fought against it, and like they had to shackle him into that show. So there's, of course, a person that's willing to be twisted and massaged into that new role. But still, it used to be like ultra far away from the system, talking against it, spitting on it, shitting on it. And now, like another well-oiled gear in the grants of that machinery. It's facts. And Ren is saying, yeah, they're going to find a way to do that with me also somehow. Being a, like he said once, poster boy for what was that? A stem cell poster boy. This has nothing to do with political or not, but still he's saying, I ended up in a campaign for them. It's a good cause, yes, but still. All right, fucking flames, dude. Let's roll.
Concept of freedom to you. They sold the voice of Huxley, of Orwell, Guevara, Dalai Lama. Now they're all just a product to you. And now...
Facts. If I see people in a fucking Che Guevara shirt and I ask them, so what's the story behind this? And they're like, yeah, it's a Rage Against the Machine poster. Yeah, but who's the person? Yeah, I think I think his name was Guevara. And I'm like, so what is his story? And they're like, yeah, it's something with Cuba and Fidel Castro. I'm like, okay, is that it? And like, yeah, I'm not sure about the deeper things. So there's no knowledge of the Bolivian campaign, and it's just shallow as fuck because it's been made a poster. Same thing with the fucking Huxleys and the, I'm not sure, like, who else he mentions here? The Orwells, who had a fucking, this is my warning to everybody, please take it in and make sure we'll not go into that direction. What do? They make it a fucking Hollywood movie and a goddamn TV show that is, I don't know, a radio show. And it's like, oh. And there's very few that realize that it's happening, right? I'm not saying, hey, this is me, the enlightened one who sees through all this bullshit. There's many people that are. But having seen it and having some life experience, of course, I was the same way. Like 16 years of age, I'm in the United States being the foreign exchange student kid in Galax, Virginia. I'm 15, and I wear my fucking Che Guevara shirt, Rage Against the Machine, to school. What happens? Fucking headmaster drags me into the office of his and makes me turn it inside out. And I'm like, why? He's like, we don't want to see this imagery here, this communism thing. And I'm like, really? And that you always proclaim fucking freedom of speech? It's a t-shirt. It's not saying anything. It's not saying overthrow your government. Right. So what I'm coming from, I have some life experience and I've seen things like it happen. And Ren being 32 or 33 years of age today, and this being 2 years old, he at a very young age seems to have been able to see through the shit too and use his platform to let us know. And it's not just a banger, it's not just a sexy looking video, and it's not just a dude who can really spit. There's content behind it that one should take in and fucking resonate and have it go through your fucking own set of standards and beliefs and take something from it. Hopefully. Let's go.
The voice of Huxley, of Orwell, Guevara, Dalai Lama, now they're all just a product to you. And now you care more about your new shoes, the loose screws and minds of politicians that abuse truths to shape you, break you, consumerism breaks you until your thoughts that end you. They make you want to hate you, so you keep buying, corporation buying, defying, fraudulent.
Because they tell you, and I'm a part of this, and now I'm going to get into it. I'm a creative director in advertising, have been for 25 years. I am one of those that make happen what he is saying. He's saying they make you hate yourself if you don't. It's like we are like subliminally saying to you, if you don't have this, you ain't shit. We are trying to convey the message. You need this product, and we need you to buy it for money that you don't have to impress people you don't like. Because if you don't, you just ain't gonna be nothing. And I hate myself for it, and I know karma's gonna get me one day, but it's the one thing I'm good at finding creative solutions of telling a story. And sometimes it's products that I know are just fucking wrong and shouldn't be promoted at all. And of course, and this is the one good part, my agency has a policy of if a creative decides or refuses to work on product XY or brand XY, we can. But if I actually stood behind my own belief system 100% of the time, I would have to stand there and be like, nope, can't work on that. Nope, can't work on that. Nope, can't work on that. And of course that would just take care that I'm in the street and trying to solve problems creatively as a homeless person, which is not an option, right? I have a little kid to take care of and everything. But yeah, I'm part of that. I am one of those that create this really non-existent demand for shit. You don't need I've said this in the money game, you don't need the $70 white shirt that Kanye made. You don't. And we find ways to tell you, yes, you do. It sucks.
Thoughts that end you, they make you want to hate you, so you keep buying, corporation buying, defying, fraudulent liars and burning empires, tapping to the telephone wires and history's biased. It glorifies and justifies our evil. It justifies the wars that rain destruction upon people. Every single human born equal. They treat you like an asset, not a human, man, it's see-through. Slavery through debt, you think that mortgage is to help you? Bills stacking high, killing dreams, money maims you, lying tames you. The land of the free, irony. A hierarchy, folks, education kills the fire in me. Still
here's a good alliteration. I think, okay, of course, he's making his own statement, and he's saying the land of the free, irony. But it's an issue, and he doesn't need to use this, right? He's Welsh. He could talk UK, he could talk Europe, but he decides to talk this, and he also decides to depict Obama and Trump and Bush. So yes, there is, of course, a risen index finger toward the US. And rightfully so, because it's the primary driving force behind most of the things he's saying aren't good. And this little statement here, the land of the free, irony, I think is paying homage a little bit to Rage Against the Machine's lyric where they go, what? The land of the free? Whoever told you that is your enemy. And it's facts. It is the opposite of it, right? I just said, get busted for a fucking joint? Bummer, can't vote anymore. What in the fuck does that have to do with the land of the free? Nothing. Nothing. Oh, this video is going to be a fucking... They're going to cancel my ass. Well, they already did. My shit's so fucking shadow banned. You cannot find my content. People tell me I'm sub to you. I have all my notifications on, and I don't get notified when you upload shit. And they're like fucking 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, you did all this stuff? YouTube really hates you. And yes, it does, right? I have almost, I'm thinking it might happen today, almost 3,000 subs. It's like 290.57 or whatever. And I'm not saying I'm big. I'm saying there is a group of people that are interested in seeing my stuff. But because I decided not to monetize it, so I'm not a YouTube partner, and I don't, wash in money into their pockets with my content. And B, because I curse a lot, NC because it's just I refuse to abide by their rules of kind of censoring my own words and what I do and what I don't do, right? So yes, they do hate me, and this is one that's really gonna pay into that list of pros and cons. Should we push Rob or not? So I'm like, this is of course one that goes like, fuck no, we won't. But shit, I don't care. I need to get this out, and this is for Nguyen, and I don't give a goddamn if this gets 17 views, or like 500. I don't care.
Irony, a hierarchy, folks, education kills the fire in me. Still I stand strong like two towers that were knocked down by greedy men's thirst for...
I stand strong like two towers, and I killed it even before he was finished with his sentence. I stand tall like two towers that were knocked down by greedy men's thirst. So he is, let's see how this ends, but he is sort of stepping toward this little, it's the whole connection of, I'm not going to say the Bush family per se, but the leading and deciding and most influential class and their connection to Arabic money, needing to situational design, needing to create a situation to justify certain acts that they are looking to, realize and make happen. Talking about oil, talking about sort of molding and creating political, what's it called? Political designing different countries and molding into shape and pro-us execution of things in different countries all over the world. But I'm super excited. Let's see.
Kills the fire in me. Still I stand strong like two towers that were knocked down by greedy men's thirst for power and now greed. Greed plants a seed that will destroy us all if we succumb to greed. Fuck greed. Silent I breathe. Burn money. Greed makes us bleed, makes us bleed, makes us bleed. Our political system is a farce. Democracy will not exist till actions speak louder than money. Wealth is the poison honey. Another money making holiday for the Easter bunny.
Another money making holiday for the Easter bunny. Right. What is he saying with that? A money-making holiday. It's like you don't have to go to work, so you have time to consume and spend. Over here in Europe, a bank holiday will be a bank holiday. You don't have to go to work, but everything will be closed. Of course, Amazon and like the likes of them never actually close. Is that what he's getting at? Or is it in America that if people don't go to work on holidays, official holidays, like, I don't know, July 4th, fucking Veterans Day, whatever, but stores are open? It could be. It could be. It's not like that over here, so I actually don't know. For money making, Easter bunny. Wow.
Suck out your soul, drink Coca-Cola, lining up the pockets of the fat control.
That could have been a fucking cancellation decision for him 2 years ago. And he decides, no, I'm going to say it. I'm going to put in their original logo. I'm not going to fucking beep it. I'm just going to be straight up with y'all. I blame the Coca-Cola Corporation for this and this and this. Not for everything, but yes, I'm going to name drop them. And there is, of course, he is running the risk of somebody there deciding to, all right, let me call some Google executive and tell them, all right, this is our ad budget on YouTube or on Google per se. This is how much we spend on keywords. This is how much we buy as in just affiliate shit. And we're talking 6 figures in the millions, right? Every month, probably. And then be like, hey, so there's this guy, we want him, we don't want him to be seen anymore. Make it happen. And of course, somebody at Google is going to be like, shit, of course, this is blackmail. They don't want someone to speak their actual mind. But there is, let's say, $60 million plus at stake each month. If I don't comply, they're going to just take that budget out and spend it somewhere else. Say on Facebook, say wherever, like not Google anyway. And it could have led to, A, this video not being visible anymore, and B, the growth that he's had ever since, and the place he's at today might just not have ever happened. But fucking the balls on the man, right? On Ren. I really, really appreciate this. I really appreciate this. It needs to be said, and it needs to be put in this t-shirt slogan style that he's doing. He can't be sitting down and write a goddamn book, like a 600-page political depth and terminology that no one's really gonna either not read to the end because it's like, oh man, this is going over my head now, and B, like no one's gonna sit down to read, period. So let's make it compatible with the goddamn attention span of the generation today. Make it a 2.5 minute video and fucking put it out there in the form of t-shirts. I call it t-shirt slogans. So very short statements that everybody gets. And it's like a one-liner on this, a one-liner on that. And that's the first exposure someone will have to it, and maybe it will make it click, and then be a thought starter, and then take it from there to actually grow in ya. I super appreciate the man for this.
They're selling fear to the people, let it spread like a bowl, a propaganda machine. Remember the dream, it's hopeless. Nikola Tesla, 1883. The DC current system fought against the AC, but not because the AC system wasn't any better, because people don't like change when money's at the center. Move, let me enter from the epicenter. Poison parliamenter, who's the main contender? Oh, it's you, Mr. President. Evident that the counterintelligence is a hell of a prevalent.
This is being quoted, or Money Game 1 happened before this. And he does say it in this. Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident. And I was, in my reaction to that, not having any context, I was like, this isn't the greatest of, like fucking lyrical orgasm writing. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, and we know you can rhyme better than this. Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident. And somebody said in our comment to that, it's not just that. Wait. And here, this is where it comes from. Oh, it's you, Mr. President. Evident that the counterintelligence is a hell of a prevalent. And before this, the scene of him even taking on the fucking hood with the painted eyes himself, I'm guessing is representing the fact that also he was blind to all this shit before either someone or he himself opened his eyes. Finally. This is such fucking fire and flames, man. And here's the second brave decision to go through with it and put Donald there. Like, I mean, the balls. Holy shit.
Oh, it's you, Mr. President. Evident that the counterintelligence is a hell of a prevalent.
And this is a physical bass guitar being played and a physical drum set being played. I said earlier, this like, and then he goes from this lick into this electronic stuff. It's not electronic. It's a person, Ren probably, that stood in the studio with physical instruments. Hats off to that shit too. You can hear it here. It's like, I think it's his Fender bass that he plays in the busking stuff that we've seen.
The prevalent.
Shit. And that little outro, like with the hits on the hi-hat, the chuck, chuck, flames. Creative Deploy. I think they played a role also in something else that I've seen. And I was thinking either this is a gang of committed youngsters that really want to put their name on the map in Suicide. And I think it's also Creative Deploy. Or it's a professional studio that is just, they have some sort of connection with one another, because not for this probably, but for the Suicide, and for fucking sure, you need a lot of fuck you money if you want to take this to a legit, like, top league design studio film production company to actually execute what he wanted in that Suicide. Here, this is doable with less of effort compared to the Suicide video, of course. But yeah, it takes a bunch of committed youngsters that want to put their names on the map and then stand behind what Ren is doing, and hence not charge him what would be like the bottom line of a fucking budget calculation from a big league studio. But it's been executed super, super greatly here again, right? So I love him for that also, the people that are involved and that help him, publish what he publishes in this super, super nicely executed fashion. The creative product at the end of the day that us consumers on YouTube get is always fucking top notch. And it's not only Ren. He is, of course, responsible for 99% of the conceptualization and the instrumentation and the music playing and the delivery and the songwriting and everything. But he needs external help to to create these end products. Dudes like Sam for the filmmaking and all that. People like the Creative Deploy agency, could be a 10-man little shop somewhere, but they're committed to execute something great for him, with him. And all hats off to that. And again, all hats off also to Nguyen, who was fastest at the draw in my comment and pitched me this. And I'm hoping I didn't talk my way into just too much political things and aspects and issues here, and it was still enjoyable. If it was, you can do me a favor and leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment. Let's discuss this. I mean, this is not me, here's my opinion on it, take it or leave it. Of course, I am ready and willing to step into a fucking dialogue over these things, because it's very needed to be doing this, right? So let's. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys on the next one.